Hey everyone, welcome back to this channel. This is Sana and today I'll be telling you more about how to teach a grammar lesson and what red lines and red flags to be more careful about, and what things not to do when you're teaching a grammar lesson so that you can maximize your learners' opportunities to learn that grammar better and more successfully. Before the video, if you find my videos useful, please give the video a like, and I would like to know your ideas in the comments part. If you have any idea in grammar lessons, how to teach grammar lessons, what not to do in the grammar lessons and what to do, you can comment down below, and we all the teachers would love to hear them and use your experience. So let's go. The first and the most important one in my idea is that if your students are not studying for an exam, or if they're not preparing for any kind of exam, then the title of the grammar is not that useful for them. So stop actually saying the title before teaching the grammar and giving them the input. So some teachers will start saying, today we're going to teach present perfect, and you know, the name looks really scary for these students, so they're like, oh my god, what is present perfect? Or like, today we'll be talking about passive, or like, I don't know, causatives. So saying these names will actually scare the students, and your learners will be shocked, like, oh my god, that's gonna be so hard. So stop saying the titles until you think that they really need to know the name because they're going to pass an exam, a grammar exam or something like that. Second one, stop teaching the grammar at the end of the lesson. So sometimes you find yourself at the end of the lesson, you look at the clock and you're like, oh my god, I have like, I don't know, 20 minutes and I have to teach this grammar today. Don't teach it. I don't know, give them a convo lesson, or like give them some handouts, but don't start the grammar, because for a grammar lesson, for a full grammar lesson, you need at least 40 or to 45 minutes. So stop teaching the grammar at the end of the lesson while we're running out of the time, and this will end up in a bad way. Students will not learn it, you will not be satisfied, and the production part, of course, will not be that strong. And related to the second one, the third one, don't omit the production part of the grammar. So don't go and present it and give them some CPs, some handouts to like do the grammar and then finish the grammar lesson. This is not true. Don't finish a grammar lesson without the production part. Production part, a writing or a speaking activity or more than one is always needed, so don't skip that part. The fourth and one of the most important ones is that don't teach the grammar with only one method. I mean, all the methods are useful sometimes, but stop using one of them again and again. For example, even if you're using CLT as an approach, which is like the one that everybody accepts it these days, don't teach a grammar with PPP every time, or with task-based learning every time. These are all good, but not like every grammar lesson. It becomes repetitive and students will soon get bored of it. Even if you're teaching direct method, don't teach the grammar directly every time. A changing method will always work and will help students learn better. So yeah. Fifth one, sometimes you will go to a level like a B1 level and the book starts with present simple, a revision of present simple. They've learned present simple too many times before, so believe me, they're just tired of present simple. So stop teaching the repetitive grammars, the old grammars again and again. Don't start over. They'll get super bored. Even if you think they are not good at present simple still, so do a TTT lesson, like test them first, give them a little production speaking thing, and let them know that they actually don't know present simple that good and they need more practice. Then start giving them the input, the grammar lesson, in the parts that you think they don't know. Like you find that in the test part, you found out that their present simple positive sentence is good, but they cannot make good negative sentences, or they generally forget about does and the S part. So just teach that part. Don't start teaching it again. This will bore the students. Sixth one. This is actually important for all the material that you're teaching, but for grammar, don't pretend that a grammar is easy. Believe me, like when you want to start learning Spanish. Like, if I want to start learning Spanish, every part of it is super hard for me. And when the teacher tells me, come on, this grammar is super easy, I will feel dumb. I will feel like, oh my god, I'm stupid, so I don't understand it. But this is not true. So even the present continuous, even the present simple, if it's easy for you, it's because you are a teacher or because you're a native speaker. It's not easy for the students. So if when you want to start teaching it, stop saying this is an easy grammar, because it is actually not. Next don't skip any stage of a grammar. The meaning, the use, and the form. All of them are super important. Don't skip any of them. Make sure that you teach all of them when you're teaching a grammar. Don't teach a big amount of grammar. You know, like something like modals, they're a lot. We have modals, past modals, I don't know. We have different kind of modals. So it's a very big grammar topic. Stop teaching it all at once. Even if you're teaching past modals, don't teach all the past modals together. Next one, don't give a lot of CPs, a lot of practices, a lot of homework, and especially irrelevant and not useful homeworks. Give homeworks that you're sure they're working on that part, that specific grammar part that you are looking for, not a big homework like a 10 pages of workbook. This will never work. Stop saying like we always say, but it's good to remind all the teachers that stop saying, did you understand? Did you get it? Or any questions? Or is it okay? Students will never respond to these in an honest way, so stop saying them. Instead, we have CCQs, ICQs, questions. We will talk about them later in another video, but still use them instead. Sometimes you prepare some slides, which is really good, or sometimes you start writing on the board your examples, which is of course really good. It helps the learners visualize the things and see the written form of the examples and the sentences. But stop reading your own sentences again and again. So don't read your sentences. Let the learners read your example. So while you're writing the example, then sit down and let the learners, want one of the learners to read it. Or when you're going to your slides, when you went to the examples part, want the students to read it, because you reading it will of course just not help and will increase your teacher talking time, right? And the last one, which is super annoying, don't want your students and your learners to make examples with the grammar that you've just taught. This is crazy, because even us teachers, when we want to make a good example, it takes us a long time to think about it and to come up with a really good example with that specific grammar. So some teachers will just teach the grammar and then want the student to just, okay, now can you make example with this grammar? It's just a shock. The learner will be like, oh my god, no, of course I can't. And she needs to think in her own language and then think in the other language and then try to connect the grammar parts, and it's super hard. So give them a CP, give them the production part, and the production part is for them to come up with examples and to speak and to write. So that is why we need the production part. Stop telling the students to just tell me an example after you taught the grammar. This is so scary. Even for me, it's so scary. It's super scary. So don't do it to your learners. That's it. These were the 12 don'ts in teaching grammar. Of course, we have more, and of course, we have a do part. Of course, you are like, okay, Sana, we didn't do this, so now do what? I'm gonna make another video helping you with that. But if you found this video useful, subscribe to my channel, like the video, and comment down below whatever is in your mind. See you next week. Bye.